I forget. But for chapter 15, the first vocabulary word, does anyone think they know how to pronounce the first vocabulary word? And this is a word, what do you think, Saul?
Anxiously.
No. Anyone else?
Anxiously.
It's not anxiously, but it has to do with the word anxious. And does anyone know what the word anxious means? You know, anxious. Jaylene, what do you think?
Praying. Like what anxious means?
Yeah.
Like kind of like I'm like anxious. Like kind of like a little bit freaking out, like kind of like you're anxious, you're scared and freaking out.
Yeah, you're worried. So Benny, Darwin, your chats are a little off topic, okay? Darwin, I know you're saying hi YouTube because I'm recording, but now our conversations are on task. Yeah. So if you're anxious, you're worried. If you have anxiety, again, the word is, okay, Benny, stop it, put it down, start writing, please. The word is anxiety. Has anyone ever heard of the word anxiety before? Yeah, Jaylene has heard of it. Mars has heard of it. So if you have anxiety, you feel worried. You have the feeling of being worried. So I know, frankly, I will be honest, anxiety or the feeling of worried, of being worried kind of runs in my family. And so if you have anxiety, you might have like a fast heartbeat. You might feel shaky. Your palms might be sweaty. If you have not started writing this, you need to start, please. Some of you do not look like you have started writing this yet. And you might feel shaky, or you might feel wobbly. You might feel like if you're feeling anxiety, your tummy might hurt. Okay. So maybe some of you have felt anxiety if you are having to make a presentation in front of your class, but you're nervous. Alex, have you written this down? Okay, good. And so I would draw a person who looks like their face is a frown, and they look like they're a little worried. Okay. All right. Does anyone think that they know how to pronounce the next word? Georgette, what do you think? You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Modest.
Modest. Yep, you got it. The word is modest. So has anyone ever heard of the word modest before? No? It's maybe kind of an older fashioned word, but it's one that you still use. So something's modest. If someone is modest, it means that they're not boastful. If someone's modest, you do not brag. And that you are, if you do not brag, it means that you are humble. Okay. So, Cherish, are you writing this down, Cutie Pie? Cherish, you writing this down? I'm not sure what's happening with Cherish. Cherish, are you okay? I think she's maybe frozen. So if you are modest, it means that bragging is off limits. You do not go around saying how awesome you are. Hi, Michaela. So instead of saying, hi, I'm awesome, look at all the great things I can do. That's off limits. Okay. And again, you're humble. So if you're someone who's modest, it means that you do not brag. Like Jesus, even though he's a leader and even though he has the disciples who are following him, he's still very modest. He washes their feet. He doesn't go around bragging about how awesome he is, right? He's still modest enough to wash the feet of people who are following him. And if someone's modest, they might say something like, there is no need to have it all. Just make the best of what you have. So you're, like I would even consider Steph Curry to be pretty honest, even though he's an amazing basketball player. I don't ever see him on interviews saying, oh, look at me, look at how good I am, right? Steph Curry is someone who just kind of keeps a cool head on his shoulders, and he doesn't go around bragging about how awesome of a basketball player he is. So he would be pretty modest. Does someone think that they know how to pronounce the next word? This is maybe kind of a hard word to pronounce, but I really like this next word. Okay. The next word is versatile. Versatile.
I thought it was versatile.
Well, there's no B, so you have to carefully look at the letters of the word and not just make them up, okay? So versatile, not versatile, okay? Versatile. And if something or someone is versatile, it means that they have many uses, okay? So for example, this dress is quite versatile. It's one dress, but you can arrange it so that it has many different looks, okay? This isn't several different dresses. Alex, you don't need to say, I'm sorry. You don't need to be sorry. It's okay. All right, there's no need to apologize. But if someone is, but start writing this down, please, okay? So something's versatile. Yeah, that's nice, Darwin. We all do make mistakes, of course. That this dress is versatile because, again, it's one dress, but you can wrap it around so it looks like many different dresses. This is a versatile couch because you can pull it out and then it has a coffee table and footrests. This is a versatile seat because it's not only a seat, it's also a bookshelf or a magazine holder. What's up, Georgia?
I have a bed that's like a bed and a couch. It's like you fold it up to be a couch and then you can unfold it to be a bed.
Yeah, so it's pretty versatile. It has many different uses. Yeah, so all right, so if maybe you all have seen things. What's up, Penny?
I always see this like commercial. It's a car seat that's like it can move into different parts as you get older.
Yeah, so that would be a versatile car seat. It's one that you can move and change to adjust to the kid as it gets older. Saul?
I've seen that a TV is like, it looks like it's just stuck to the wall, but it on the bedroom, and then you wanna fold it, it goes fold like that, so you could watch it while you're on bed.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I also seen one that's like a picture frame, but when you turn it, it's a TV.
Oh, okay. So maybe kind of versatile. It can be moved and changed. Cherish, I just told you I can catch you up at the end. Okay, because it kicked you out. So the next word is, what do you think, Benny?
No, I was gonna say something for versatile.
Versatile.
Yeah, versatile. One time on like TV, I was watching Nickelodeon, and there was like this ladybug or something, and then you pulled like the feet, and then it made into a bed.
Oh,
and then if you didn't want the bed, you could turn it back into a pillow.
Oh, okay. So again, something that has different uses would be versatile. Nice example. All right, kiddos. The next word might, if I have this next word my voice might sound like this, and it doesn't really change tone very much, and it might be kind of boring to listen to, and I think that you would fall asleep if you keep listening to me with this tone of voice. And if your parents ever watched the movie Ferris Bueller, the teacher in the movie Ferris Bueller goes, Bueller, 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 Bueller. Yeah, so something's monotonous. Okay. The word, nice, Cherish. Okay. The word, yeah, it would be kind of annoying. I agree. And it would also be kind of boring to listen to. So that's why if something's monotonous, it's the same thing over and over. So for example, you see that this music, the notes don't change. It's the same tone, okay? So it's not like you get high and low notes. It would be like, okay. So something's monotonous, same thing. Like a baby crying over and over, it might be monotonous. But if days are monotonous, it might seem like the same old, same old. Like sometimes the days in quarantine, when you've had to stay home all the time, maybe your days maybe seem a bit monotonous. It kind of seems like the same old thing day in and day out. Oh, be respectful, okay, Darwin, my lovey, okay. And so it might seem like, on the calendar, it might seem like boring, boring, boring. If something seems monotonous, then, okay. Sometimes it's hard for me to know what your names are if you change it. Oh, Georgia. Okay. Yeah. So something's monotonous. Yeah. So that's true. With school, we do the same thing. And that something's monotonous, you're right. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's boring. But if something's monotonous, it might have like a very routine. Okay. So something's monotonous, it's true. Oh, my lovey, I know I was just being a little sensitive. If something is monotonous, we have a routine. Okay. We do kind of do the same thing day in and day out. Okay. But this man might not enjoy his job if it's monotonous. Okay. Yeah, sometimes when you all give yourself the nicknames, I don't, in the chats, I'm like, I don't know who Oofer Gang is because it it doesn't have your normal name, so it's hard for me to know. Okay. Does anyone think that they know how to pronounce the next name? Or not the next name, the next word? Aaliyah, what do you think? You have to unmute yourself.
Inconfident.
Well, there's no F. The word is inconvenient. Nice try. Inconvenient. Has anyone ever heard of the word inconvenient? Like if something is inconvenient? Yeah, so Jaylene has. So certainly I would think that some things about the quarantine have been inconvenient. Like, for example, maybe the fact that you're not really allowed to go to the hair salon and get yourself a haircut. Or that going to the grocery store has maybe been a little bit more inconvenient since the quarantine has started because you have to wait for a longer amount of time and you have to stand in line. And again, it's all for your health, but it's maybe a little bit more inconvenient. So if something's inconvenient, it causes you trouble or difficulties. So, for example, having a flat tire would be inconvenient, okay? If a sidewalk is closed and you have to maybe cross a street, or you're no longer able to walk on that road, it might say something like, sorry for the inconvenience, sorry for the trouble. If a detour, if like a road is blocked, like the other day I was driving on the freeway and my exit was blocked, and so I had to get off at the next exit. And something like that would be a very small inconvenience. a very small trouble. Alex, are you writing this down, kiddo? Running out of toilet paper. And certainly this would be a bigger inconvenience during this time of quarantine, because if you've ever been to the store recently, you've seen that people like to hog toilet paper. And so there's maybe not toilet paper in the stores as much anymore. And so if you run out, it would be an inconvenience. Okay, it would be certainly inconvenient to run out of toilet paper. Okay. Has anyone ever experienced something that's inconvenient? Maybe your internet has cut out for the day, and maybe that's been slightly inconvenient. Or I know certainly, okay, you cannot just interrupt. You just need to raise your hand. Or my power has gone out, and so I've been stuck at nighttime with no power, and that's been an inconvenience. What's up, Saul?
One night my mom came to my living room, and then she smelled like burnt bacon, and then when she saw it was like one of the wires were burning.
Ooh, that would be maybe even more than inconvenience. That would be a danger.
That'd be a
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, that might be more of like a crisis. But I'm glad everything turned out okay. Now the last word, does anyone think they know how to pronounce the last word and maybe even what it means? Cherish?
I only know the word. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think the word is?
Abandoned.
Abandoned. So you can give a connection signal if you think you knew abandoned. Does anyone think they know what it means for something or someone to be abandoned? Mars, what do you think?
Like an abandoned house is like no one lives there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So there's actually a house on my block that kind of looks like it's abandoned. It looks like kind of a creepy house because I've never seen anyone come in or out, and it's really run down and it's like deserted. Yeah. So if something's abandoned, it means it's left behind or run down. So this would be a train track that's left behind. So this would be a train track. Sometimes in like zombie movies, you might see things that are abandoned, okay? So, and like an abandoned city. So these are cars, actually, I'll zoom this one up. These are cars that have been abandoned. They're rusted, they're left behind, and there's plants overgrowing because the cars aren't being moved. This would be like an abandoned house. It's certainly like you can tell it's run down, no one lives there. And this might be, these are all things that have been left behind. Darwin, Levy, don't, Darwin, keep things appropriate, please. Okay. So again, this will be like a train that's been abandoned. All right. I accept your apology. Just be mindful. Okay. All right, sweetie. So maybe has anyone ever seen something that's been abandoned before? Penny?
Back a long time ago when it was school time in like 2017, maybe 15 or something, there was like an abandoned apartment that got burned down. Every day. It was like right by the school.
Oh, and I've never heard of it.
I do. I have one.
Okay, Alex Levy raising hands, sweetheart. Okay, what's up, Alex?
One time when me and my family were driving to San Francisco, we saw like an abandoned apartment too, and it was like kind of like dusty.
Yeah, so again, if something's a bit nice example, and if something's abandoned, it means it's no one lives there, no one uses it, it's left behind. All right, kiddos. Cherish, you're all caught up? You're good to go? Okay.
stop.
So we'll pause. Oh, I'm still recording.